loved playing with his friends and with his dog, Barky, every day after school. But then war came upon his world from the other planets in the solar system. Slowly, his friends stopped playing, fearing the war, and Rudy was so bored. Even Barky wouldn't play with him like he used to. He was told that the war will end in a few weeks, but it's been going on for months now. He grew sick hearing about the war everywhere. He just couldn't understand why everybody disliked the war but continued to fight it. All Rudy wanted was to play with his friends and with Barky every day. So he decided that he will stop the war all by himself. He asked his dad, who fought the war, to stop fighting. His dear father told him that if he doesn't fight, we will all be ruled by people from the other planets, and that we won't be able to do what we like to do. That doesn't sound fun. Let me think of another way, thought Rudy. So he ran to his wise grandmother for a tip to end the war. She told him that as long as the worlds were not connected, they will always fight. That's true, thought Rudy. Just then he saw his mother's chain beads spill off. She carefully put the beads into a thread and tied it around her neck. Rudy closely watched the round looking beads and how they are all connected by a single thread. A bulb glowed in his head. "World space in my time!" shouted Rudy. He ran to his sorceress friend, Bridget. She was 9 years old, just 2 years older than him, but she knew a lot of spells. "Bridget, I know just the way to end this war. I'm going to bring peace in our time," shouted Rudy. Bridget laughed out loud, which made Rudy sad. He said, "My grandmother said that if the worlds were connected, they won't fight anymore. So I want you to make a spell for me, and you can thank me later for my brilliant idea." Bridget laughed out loud again and then said, "What's your brilliant idea?" "But before I say that, promise me you will do the spell for me," insisted Rudy. "Okay, I promise. Do you want me to put everybody to sleep for a few hours? That's silly. Why would I ask for a silly spell? Okay, what is it then? Ready? I want you to connect all the planets together as though they were beads on a chain." Rudy waited Bridget to clap her hands, but she instead said, "And..." Rudy sighed. "The war will be over." Bridget asked, "How is that going to stop the war?" "My grandma is never wrong. She brought peace to our neighborhood by avoiding talking to anyone. Did you know that? So she said that if all the worlds were connected, there'll be no war." Bridget said, "Really? By not talking? That's the dumbest idea, Rudy." Rudy suddenly became upset. He said, "But you promised." Bridget said, "All right, you will know that you are wrong." Rudy said, "Or you will realize that you were wrong." Bridget made a spell, and a seed magically appeared in her hands. Rudy exclaimed, "World space in my time!" Bridget gave the seed to him. "Plant it in a field. If something goes wrong, don't get me into trouble. If my parents knew, I'll be in big trouble, Rudy." Rudy grabbed the seed from her. "World peace in my hands now!" he shouted. He ran into a forest and planted the seed. The earth shook, and a huge tree sprang up to the sky. Rudy exclaimed, "Oh my God, this is big!" as he saw the tree grow taller and taller and out of its sky. The tree reached up to the next planet. Its stem pierced the planet and into the planet and came out of its sky. The tree did that until it tied all the 7 planets like the beads on a chain. The armies fighting in the sky saw this happening and stopped their fighting. Rudy looked at the war that stopped suddenly. So he was so happy. He said, I achieved world peace in our time. He jumped up and down and told everybody on the street that he stopped the war. Everybody looked at him in disbelief and at the humongous tree in the sky. Rudy happily ran back to his home, singing, World's peace in my time, world's peace in my time. He told his neighbors that he stopped the war and we can all live happily with all the worlds. Then Rudy felt something heavy and everyone else felt it too. The people fighting in the space noticed that all the planets were slowing down because they are all tied together.